a lot of questions came to my mind about the demolition. Who gave the approvals? What has government been looking at for so many years before they now realize that a drainage was blocked or a canal was blocked and people had built houses, they have invested millions of naira into such project, and then you come and the only solution, you don't even have a provision for shelter for those citizens that have invested in those properties. You just come and you want to demolish. So these are the questions we need to ask. If there's anybody to be blamed, of course we are all to be blamed, but the main person is still the government, because they are the ones that are supposed to give us the legal principles. They are supposed to give us regulatory bodies that will say, okay, these are things we should do, these are the things that we shouldn't do. They are the ones that are supposed to give us these so-called approvals for us to build. And so if some developers got approval and then you come and you now see that some of the approvals are fake, who issued this fake approval? Where were they given? And who is to be held responsible?
Approval?
Sorry?
Who issued the fake approval?
Approvals, yes. And who is to be held responsible for all this? So, yes, also as a realtor and as a developer, ignorance, ignorance is not an excuse. You also need to do your own due diligence, ask questions, go for courses, go for seminars. In abroad, those that are practicing, they have a lot of exams that they do. Before you get the license as a realtor, you go through a lot of exams. But yeah, everybody can just wake up. And it is a welcome development, because everybody needs to make money. The economy is bad. We need to make money. So if I am working in a bank and I find myself in an industry that I can make money from, why not? I will jump into it. But the only thing I need to do is to do my, be knowledgeable about what I am making money from, which I see that's a lot of mistake a lot of people make. Okay. You don't ask questions, because as a realtor, you should know that there are some places that we call setback. You cannot build under high tension wire. You cannot build close to canals and drainage. Thank you.
Yeah, that was what I was about asking. That was what I was about to ask. What was the major reason why the government demolished that place? So that we all can know what are the factors that the government saw in that area that prompts them to come there. So that next time, if I want to buy a house in that area, I have to buy land, I should look at all those things.
Yeah, so the government said that the channel, the drainage, the canal was sandfield, that it was blocked. It was narrowed down to a particular, it now turned like to a gutter or a stream. So it was very narrowed from the big channel that it was. So the arm is a sandfield, the channel or the lane that the water drainage was supposed to pass through was now sandfield. That's you block it in. Let me just put it that way. They blocked part of it, and it wasn't wide enough for the water to have access to pass through. So part of those places where they now built on, where the water is supposed to pass through, they covered it with sand. Then they built on it, so it made the drainage channel very narrow.
So the major reason was the drainage.
Yes, drainage.
So what else could be
built on the setback and on the drainage? On the drainage, there's supposed to be a setback, so they occupied the setback and they also came into the drainage, and they made it narrow.
So do you mean when they were building that place, they did not get the whole permit thing from the government, or did they get the permit from the government to build in that place? Why the drainage was there, and the government still gave them the permit to build, or still gave them the C of O?
Yes. I'm not Lagos State government. This question would be very, very, very answered and will give us details by a government official, especially those that work in Ministry of Lands and Housing, or probably those that give approval. But to the best of my own ability, I don't think any government will give an authentic approval for a drainage. So it is that they got a fake approval by a government official or somewhere else. So, but no government will give approvals or CFO, because as the CFO is certificate of occupancy, and the minimum year should be 99 years. So if government gives a certificate of occupancy on a particular portion of land, you can sue the government and they will pay heavily for it. So no government that knows that it's going to pay for something will issue a certificate of occupancy on a portion of land that he knows is nobody's supposed to build on. No rights government will do such a thing. So is this how the approvals they got were fake, that were not genuine, that they don't have record in the database of the government, or ignorance government to what I would want to say so. So I want to believe that they got fake approval by government officials.
Okay. So from your experience, what do you think should be done to avoid this kind of a thing next time when buying properties?
What should be done? A lot of things have to be
all
done.
all these things. Now you just made a point, which is drainage.
Yeah.
Now, for an investor, his mind might not even come to that direction about, oh, there's a drainage here, then I'm buying a house here. His mind is not coming, like he's not even thinking to that direction as an investor. But as a real estate expert, what are other factors that might be around a vicinity or around that environment, that estate, that might signal as a red flag?
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Uche. Other factors that could signal as a red flag when trying to invest is just getting knowing the land document that backs up that portion of land that you're about to invest in. For example, if the land is a committed land, it is under acquisition, there is no need of you going to buy such a land, except you are very powerful. And even if you are very powerful, government change hands. Once a new government comes in, there might be new policy, new regulations, so you have to be very careful. A committed land is a committed land. It means that government has a plan.
Land is a committed land.
It means that government has plans for it now or in the future. So you might be investing in that property now, and government has plans for it in the future. So when the future comes and they come and demolish, you have no right to complain, because they told you that it's committed. You went ahead, or ignorantly you didn't know, and ignorance is not an excuse. So you need to do your proper research before investing. It surprises me when I see clients that are willing to drop 50 million naira for properties, but they are not ready to drop as little as 2 million, 3 million for search. And that is what you are supposed to do first, to protect your 50 million. But they are not ready. They are just ready. They are eager to drop the 50 million. I've seen this out. I want to buy. I want to move in. I want to move in. Fam. But they are not ready to do the search. They are the basic things they are supposed to do before investing. You need to know what's happening. You need to know the security risk of that particular area you want to even invest in.